Hello, streaming to you live. I'm Gordon with Unlock Your Bioenergy. Today is Tuesday, August 18th, 2026. And it's day number 487 wearing the incredible X39. And 32 days to 50 are left to my 50th birthday. So today's workout's going to be a 9-minute warm-up and then pull, or not pull day, it's going to be push day exercises, not pull. I foobarred that one. It's push. And then I'm going to talk about too hard. It's a post that I'm going to feature from a colleague that I've connected with on LinkedIn. And I think it's worthy to share. So tune in for that after the warm-up. So today's session is going to be another doozy. So if you're like me, I make things hard on myself. And I'm not afraid to share this with you live right here every single day. And if you want to watch the replays, you'll have to find them on Rumble, because they won't be here on Facebook. But you can also find it on YouTube if that's your jam. So let's get right to it. I'm going to change the screens here. So you're going to see I'm going to set the tempo. And then that's the topic that I'm going to talk about after I'm done. And I'm going to record the heart rate. It's reading correctly here. One of the things I will do is set the metronome. I'm going to do a 30-second off, 30-second on, as I did the yesterday. So I kind of like how this feels. It creates a little bit of challenge, if you want to call it that, as opposed to doing 6.5 minutes worth of just steady state. And by switching it up, it forces the body to snap out of it and to unlock your bioenergy. So I'm gonna make sure I turn on the speakers here as well, so that way it is doing what it's supposed to do, so you and I can hear it effectively. So one of the things that I do is I set the metronome here, so you can see on the screen there. As I'm going to change it, I'm going to go to you know what, I'm going to increase the difficulty today, and I'm thinking of doing 180, or I'm going to do 180. Tempo of 180 beats per minute. So that's about a little over 75 skips every 30 seconds. So it's a brisk pace. So 140 is about 200 beats per minute is 100 skips. So 75 is 75. That's the number. So, and at 180 beats per minute is about 3 skips per second. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so 3 seconds. Every second is 3 skips. So approximately. So hopefully you can join in on this, and let's get right to it. So, of course, I forgot to check this screen. I'm going to do it while I'm here. And here I'm I'm distracted by this, because how would you say, I'm a perfectionist. So, all right, let's see how this works now. Oh, of course it's not working. Not the way I want it to. Oh yes, okay, where are you? Not that guy. Ah, here we go. Let's see if it. There we go. I got connection. All right. There we go. All right. Success. So, let's begin. 9-minute hit, I said. And we're going to do at the tempo of 180. So it's going to be a brisk pace. So starting in 5. No. Set the heart rate monitor. So go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So when the numbers turn green, that means go. So just kind of getting blood to flow to different parts of the body. There we go. And of course I disconnected my, what happened? Ha! The rope cable moved somewhere. Oh, of course, here it went. And I will reconnect it. Get that out of the way. There we go. So, hopefully I don't do that again. Wow, things usually happen in threes. All right. So hopefully you're skipping that. Alright, I think I've got everything under control now. If it's the camera not connecting, or the iPad cord coming, disconnecting, and then the Bluetooth speaker not connected or disconnecting itself. There we go. Huh. The breast pace at 180. There we go. way through. Another 3.5 minutes, or less than that actually. One more minute. Sometimes I think, did I make this too hard for myself? I'm going to change the tempo down back to 60 beats per minute. And just watching my heart rate recover here. So I'm basically matching my breathing rate to that of a metronome. So in, out, in, out. And you can even do, here, breathe in, starting, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. So 2 minutes is up, 5 seconds left, and then I'll do a quick debrief of. All right, so with the here, I'm just going to show here my average heart rate for the warm-up. So August 18th, 2026, starting time at 6:14 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's of this heart rate recording. So you can see my heart rate there, 132, or the average. Maximum heart rate I hit today was 157. And I think that was at the, probably right here. What's going on here? Crop and scale. Okay. So right there, 157, I believe that's where it was. And then each 30 seconds after I got the camera and the problems out of the way, it seems like I was doing okay. So, and then a strong recovery at the end. So back down to 100, whatever it is now. So 92. I'm going to start the timer again. So with today's exercises, I'm going to start with wide arm push-ups, and that's where I'm going to take the vibration plate and place it flat on the ground. And with that, I'm also going to utilize a Bosu ball to raise the angle of my feet. And I'm going to go on an angle here so you can see. I actually want to see my posture as well. And I'm going to take the planks that I've used in past weeks for this particular variation of the exercise, and largely because I want to focus on the beginning part. So here, this range. So working the chest from this part. So basically staying in that range. And by having my arms wide apart like this and using the perfect push-up handles here, basically they are going to act as the holding point. So I'm going to grab the Bosu ball and then start it off right away. So this is going to be about 30 minutes worth of training specifically for push. Let's begin. So keep the glutes and the back nice and straight like a pencil. Very slow negative. Hold isometrically here. And then press. trying to go unbroken as long as I can. The arms are getting involved. Triceps. All right. Here we go. Wow. Fighting through fatigue this way here is it's difficult, and I can certainly feel the failure, especially on those last minute, reaching failure over and over, and trying to give my body a little bit of chance to recover and then try it again. So doing the variation with this here, it creates a lot of activation with the chest fibers. So with the next exercise, I'm going to do upper chest. And I'm going to utilize the red bands today, largely because I want to see how long I can stick in the in the muscle, or how should you say, in the within the, like, just keep pressing as long as I can. I know with the body weight version of the push-up, I do hit failure pretty fast, and I do know that I need to work on the upper chest fibers here, so this is why last week I used the blue bands, but this week I want to try to focus on, okay, there we go, good. So I'm going to use the exercise ball, and I'm going to lean up against it this way here, just kind of figuring out where somewhere here, and this is why, and the vibration is going to still agitate the upper chest. That's what I want it to do. Okay. And there we go. Okay. So, locking the legs, the knees. So I could do a body weight version of this, but I don't have the strength for it. So I'm trying to build it this way here. And by attaching the bands the way I did, I removed some of the slack. So here there's still tension at this point, and I'm just staying within that tension, holding it isometrically here, and working the upper chest. Wow. And you press above your eyes. So kind of like your forehead. And you can feel the front deltoids, they get involved with the press. Because they're part of the chain. But the focus is to make sure you're doing the upper chest fibers. Oh. And you can kind of point up with your thumbs. When you get to the top, lead with the thumbs, press with the thumb. Hold it isometric here. There's 4, 8, 12, 16. Now press out. Oh wow. Oh my. Very good. It's a very good way of targeting the upper chest. Next is dips. So this is where I'm going to take normally I've done purple bands, but I'm gonna try the black today, just to switch it up a little bit. And the idea is to keep the tension on as long as I can. Try to stick within that feeling of failure. And I'm going to use just regular handles as you see here. And I have the bands attached to the highest point here in the wall. So if you're using a door anchor, that's kind of the height. It's very close. And then I'm going to move the vibration plate closer to the wall behind me. Kneel, and I'm going to kneel on the vibration plate. Grab the bands here. So there's tension already here at the highest point. So like stretch on the arms, so it's tall, it's nice and safe. And this is why I like doing the dips this way and staying within that failure. So here, you can lean a little bit forward and hold it here. And let the vibration do its thing. Cause the body, press through slowly. Squeeze at the bottom. Now, slow negative back. Hold it at the top here. Feel the resistance. Isometric hold. Now press and release. Hold. Next one we're going to press. Hold it down here. Slow, negative. again, a full explosive, hold, 25% down, hold, 50% down now, hold, now all the way down, 100% down, hold, slow negative. Wow. So this is working the lower chest. Press again. And again, halfway, slow speed, 50% now, 25, and explode. Slow press. Explode. Explode again. Again. All right. So I can really feel the tension that I put on the lower chest. So now I'm going to take those red bands that I used for the upper chest, and one is going to be attached to the post on the over there, and the other band is going to be attached to the wall here. So I'm just going to move this black band out of the way. This guy is going to get, I'm going to feed it through this anchor point here. Make sure it's nice and even. Now, this band, I'm going to attach. Yeah, I guess I can just do this. I have some other ideas that I'm going to do here in upcoming weeks. So this is it's going to be shoulder height, somewhere there. And this gets attached like this. And balance it out. Now I'm going to take the vibration plate and center it somewhere in the middle here. And then take the bands here, and I'm putting them around my elbows. So just kind of seeing where the center point is. Yeah, this feels about right. Nice and even between the left and right side. So, and this is where I'm going to work on the fly. So here, now squeezing the elbows together, because I've already worked the first area of movement. Now I'm working on finishing it. So the sternum fibers. So the idea is to ladder it up. certainly feels adding that isometric and climbing. So here you can go through the full range of movement, holding it, your elbows as close as possible, working those sternum fibers. Getting the vibration involved. Holding it. Squeeze now. Oh, wow. More explosives. So this helps with performing the crisscross skipping rope, you know, getting that power from it. All right, that is the flies. Next up is doing throws. So this is where I'm going to kneel on the vibration plate, and I'm going to set up two bands here because behind me on the wall, and the idea is to work the tricep from the throwing position, so basically like a skull crusher, but adding the vibration as part of today's movement. And this puts a lot of emphasis on the tricep when it's in a full stretched position. So that's the idea, is to work the muscle at that stretch length. And when you do that, you create a lot more in my opinion, more hypertrophy. So, what I'm going to do is take the vibration plate and place it here, kind of starting distance away. But in addition to that, I'm going to take the weight here that I have, the power blocks, and these are 70 pounds each. And basically what I'm going to do is place them behind my feet as I'm kneeling, so that way I'm not sliding off the vibration plate. And the idea is to use this. Just going to grab the towel I have here. Let's make it a little bit more comfortable. So, taking the vibration plate, yeah, feels good. I think I'm at the right distance. Gonna just check it here. So I have I have good tension here at the start. And the idea is to press with the wrists. So hold, you see where I'm holding the bands? That's what you want to do. You want to take the wrist flexion out. There you go. So, like this. And squeeze the quads, squeeze the glutes, execute. So press with your feet against the weights. And then I can hold a nice steady position. Ideally, I could do this with the exercise ball as well, but then I lose the opportunity to work the core while I press. The core, the quads, and the glutes. Hold it isometrically. Hold it here. Oh wow. Pressing out is hard, especially when the tricep is stretched fully here. Oh wow. Oh wow. Arm tricep is fatigued. Gosh. 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 God. God. Gosh. Wow. That is a solid variation. You really want to work those triceps and get the core and other parts of the body involved. This is a very good, very, very good variation. The next one and the last exercise for today is going to involve a pool noodle. And the reason being is because I'm going to take it like this and squeeze my elbows together and then execute the triceps. And the idea is to isolate the tricep a little bit more, but having the pool noodle as part of the process. So it forces me to keep my elbows in the right position and forces the tricep to do the work. So there's none of this moving forward and backward. If you can't do the Wolverine this way, then add the pool noodle as part of that, and that way it takes the lats out. Although I do have the lat strength or the rowing strength to hold the position, but I'm going to try this today. So let's see how it feels. And with that, I'm also going to raise the anchor point of one of the bands here. So I'm going to take that and move it up to a higher anchor position right here. And so that way there's some tension that's being applied at an earlier stage in the rep movement. So that's the idea behind it. So by using the bands, just make sure they're nice and even. I'm going to check here to make sure that I'm far enough from be back just a little bit more because of the length of my arms. I'm actually going to raise this one more higher. One anchor point higher. And with that, I'm also going to increase this. Maybe. Yeah, I'm going to do that as well. Oh, no, maybe I don't. Just kind of being picky here. Okay. The reason being is because I want the tension to start at the higher point here, kind of, but I want to focus on the end. So here, my elbows are almost at 90 degrees, or my arms are at 90 degrees to that of my body. So it's kind of, yeah, I think that's where I need to be. I'm going to keep it that way. So, and having the vibration and holding that pool noodle forces the tricep to do the work. So, I'm pretending that I'm a Wolverine. And you can do this here, hold it, so you have a little bit different angle. You can kind of work that stretch point, but just by kneeling forward here. But when you lock the hips, then that vibration carries all the way north to the triceps. This certainly feels different. By having the pool noodle there. Stretch, hold it isometrically. Working the tricep. And this little modification with the pool noodle adds a lot of support but isolation to the triceps. If you want them to grow, hold that pool noodle. And by using the ankle straps, putting them on your wrists really forces the tricep to do the work. Oh. Explode. Pause at the very top, and then explode. All right. So, like I said, half an hour to do the push exercises. So let's have a look here. So, date stamp, as you see, August 18th, 2026. Starting time at 6:27. And this is interesting. I did not, I don't know. I'm not one of those guys. I will never be one of them. So, look at this, 3 again. What the heck? And what I'm noticing, look at the recovery, up, down. There's another one. Recovery, another one. So, how many times does my heart rate recover? It recovers fast. And a lot of that has to do with strong VO2, meaning volume of oxygen delivered. And when you have, blood quality that's, 94% water, just saying, when you fuel it with the cleanest and most absorbable, you're going to see things like this. How fast the heart rate recovers. And I think it's pretty obvious, and you probably would agree that there's something to it. So, this leads me to the last subject, or today's topic, which I mentioned is too hard. And I bring forward a post from LinkedIn from a colleague that I have connected with. Her name is Lisa Russholm. Hopefully I've pronounced it correctly. And she wrote and posted this today. It was actually earlier. I saw it at lunchtime. So, she writes, "What changes are you avoiding because they feel too hard?" This weekend we said goodbye to our dear friend Holly. At 43 years old, Holly passed away after a lifetime defined by profound physical limitations. Born with severe disabilities, she underwent surgery at just 7 years old to place a metal bar in her spine, leaving her completely immobile. As the years went on, she became wheelchair-bound, nonverbal, and paralyzed. Eventually, she lost the ability to swallow and required a feeding tube with a mental age of an 8-year-old. Holly never had the luxury of making choices about her day. She couldn't choose to go for a morning walk. She couldn't choose to eat a fresh, nourishing meal. She couldn't choose to stretch, exercise, or move her body. Her hard was handed to her without consent, a life spent inside a body that simply would not allow her to move, speak, or choose. It made me look at the rest of us with a completely new lens. Every single day, we wake up with total freedom at our fingertips, yet we constantly avoid the very choices that protect our vitality. We tell ourselves that taking 30 minutes to exercise is too hard. We tell ourselves that passing up a temporary tasty treat in favor of food that nourishes our cells is too hard. So we delay, we avoid, we make excuses. We let fear of failure, a lack of immediate motivation, or sheer comfort keep us stuck. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Everything in life is hard. You just have to choose your hard. Exercising and making time to move daily is hard. But facing a sudden, preventable health crisis because your body was neglected is far harder. Further, choosing whole, nourishing foods over instant gratification is hard. But living with chronic inflammation, fatigue, and heavy medical interventions down the road is far harder. Taking control of your health today takes effort, but losing your independence tomorrow costs everything. When you choose the hard of daily discipline, you aren't punishing yourself. Holly was escorted down the aisle at our daughter's wedding last April, And we are so glad we made that memory. You are honoring the gift of an able body that millions of people like Holly would have given anything to experience for just one day. Taking action pays off. Eating to nourish your unique biochemistry pays off. Moving your body pays off. The consequences of doing nothing, however, quietly accumulate until the choice is eventually taken out of your hands. If you are ready to shift your mindset, she writes, stop guessing with your health and start giving your body the exact nutrients and targeted support it needs to thrive. And Lisa writes, I'm here to help you navigate that shift, as am I. Let's chat about where you are today and build a simple supportive plan to help you choose the hard that leads to true longevity. You are not alone. What hard choices are you avoiding right now, and what is the fear keeping you from resetting? Very interesting stuff. And a fantastic post by Lisa. And I told her that I was going to feature it in today's live stream because it reminded me of the choice too hard years ago when I was in my 30s, 35, around that age, and I made the decision to not make it too hard. And I'm still doing that today. So finding half an hour, 45 minutes, making the time, taking the time to do this 6 days a week. But remember that exercise alone is not enough. You need all the pieces together to come together and to develop a body that is strong, has energy, has strong memory, a DNA, cellular strength, the whole picture. You need to have the pieces. So after I'm done live streaming, I'm going to go eat, and I will have 2 or 3 whole eggs. Then I'll have some chicken breast, a couple pieces, with some quinoa and some salad, tossed salad, balsamic vinegar, oil. And then I also take 1 tablespoon worth of chia seeds and I mix it with the cleanest and most absorbable water. Or should I say I activate the chia seeds with the cleanest and most absorbable water. And so I'm giving myself protein, all the aminos, a complete amino acid profile. So when I talk about the 3 amigos, when you're fueling the tripeptides in the body, you need to have the amino acids. Okay? But then you also need to have the carrier. And the carrier is the water. And yesterday I spoke about hydrogen tablets and I went, really? People are falling for this? They get 12 parts per million of hydrogen when hydrogen is already 2 to 1 ratio of water. Why do you need to put a tablet in it? I would say put a tablet in the cleanest and most absorbable water and you're going to see what's going to happen. All hydrogen is going to just float out because it's not going to break the bond. What is it going to become H3O2 instead of H2O2 or H2O? Like, really? No. Because there's nothing to bind with in the water when it's already the purest form of it. Just saying. So does it fuel your body in the way that you want it to? Hydrogen is flammable. Hydrogen gas is flammable. You should see how this water, when I sprinkle it on top of a natural gas flame, how it just it burns clean like crazy. It doesn't put out the flame. It actually burns the water like instantly. And is that because of it being the cleanest and most absorbable? when the hydrogen is at that bond angle and the isotope is not radioactive? Is there something to it in terms of, fueling your longevity? And then when I add the light activator, the spark to ignite that fire inside the body, do you think that this and the water together and then the minerals that I get from the pinch of salt every morning? I like putting salt on my dish, on those I shouldn't say hard boiled. They're hard boiled eggs, but I pressure cook mine 7.5 minutes. It doesn't matter if I do 1 or 20 at the same time. And then I put them in cold water, and I put them in the clean water. I don't put it in tap water because the shell is porous. You don't want all those bad things floating back into the egg. No. So I cool the eggs in cold water, and I use the runoff water from the machine for that purpose. I don't use the purest because it's overkill then at that point. But when I drink, 90% of the time I'm drinking the purest and most absorbable water. I'll tell you, I can feel the signal from that of the X39. Put it on this morning. Oh yeah, there it is again. And is it because of the foods that I ate the day before? Yeah, it's partially. Yeah. So, if you know how to fuel your body, you eat right, you get good exercise, add the light, reap the benefits or I should say experience the benefits as you see on the screen there. So improving mental clarity, experience the benefit of rapid pain relief and reduced inflammation, experience the benefit of improved skin appearance. So the other day I asked the question, anybody suffering from turkey neck? I posted on LinkedIn. I did it as a way to test to see if I'd get a response. And I did. Because turkey neck is tied to collagen and the skin is the largest organ on the body. Or should I say in the body. So, you have your fascia that's on between the muscle and your skin layer, right? How hydrated is it? Is your skin, bounce back? You see how that goes? Can you see the flex? But also how my skin just rebounds very fast. It's elastic. So, does the water play a role with that? Sure does. And does the water play a role with the muscle? Sure does. It plays a role with ATP production as well. Mitochondria, cellular strength. My nails are growing like crazy. I don't know if you can see. You see I've got kind of like a French manicure already? You see? When my nails grow, when I say they grow 1 millimeter every 7 days, it's real. It's a real thing. So 3 weeks and I have to cut them already. So I just got dirt underneath a little bit on my, probably from, the bands. I should wash them. But just what I'm saying, everything adds up. And so much the same like how Lisa here describes. And I'm still waiting for the test results from this here that I sent into Home Depot. So I grabbed 2 of these guys. So in here, there's a card that is I had to fill out, which I did. And you can see here, the questions that they're asking. And one of the questions, how would you rate your water quality? I marked excellent on mine that I drank. So I'm curious to see what these guys, whoever's doing the testing for Home Depot, what they're going to say. Even if they're going to contact me. I don't know. But I sent it in. And I'm still waiting for the results. It's free, so why not? But I know that when I measure this water with my meter, it's at 0 parts per million. And then when I make the runoff, it's currently at 4 parts per million. But then the hydrogen bond angle gets changed. So, to 114. And when you drink the water chilled, then you can really feel the difference because of how it feels in your mouth. Swoosh the water in your mouth and you'll know. And if you're interested in trying some of the water that I make, I'll send it to you. People buy it. You want to know how much? Just check Unlock Your Bioenergy, DouglasAddieSites.com. I've been talking about doing an eBay store, and maybe I should try that as well, in addition to, just powering the DNA with the best. But, that requires extra effort and so forth. And then last but not least, 32 days are left to my 50th. And somebody asked me recently, what do you wish for your birthday? What do you wish? I wish that 50 people would make the choice of not being too hard, powering your DNA, or participating in the exercise. 50. That's what I want to know. If 50 people are willing to try this. It's not too hard. If I can do it, I think anybody can. So that's it for my rant, and but also my wish. And I wish Holly, or Lisa, I wish Holly a great day. And if you listen to this, let me know on LinkedIn. I'd be curious to hear your feedback. So that's it for today. Tune in tomorrow for Wacky Wednesday. It will be leg day, and I'll be focusing on the lower part of the body tomorrow. So give the upper a rest. And so always remember, eat well, sleep well, drink the cleanest and most absorbable water that you can, and always remember, live long and prosper. As William Shatner is unlocking his bioenergy, if he's doing it, he knows something. And with him being older than I am, maybe I'm ahead of the game. Just saying. But hopefully one day I'll be able to be the same age as he is, and to share memories of what's happening today later in life. So that's it. Have a good night. See you then.